African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
Impressment, alliance, you're universally unfold, be told, blessed love, this is Etege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lions, for I voices and stories to be told. This is the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Like wrongs selves, the empty of one, and every dread them hold, then pack us inside of that place. You only give a blanket. On straight concrete, you have to rest. But I determined that I wouldn't stay in that jail. We're going to make our way out. So we find a way to open up some garden out. So we're supposed to move in the evening time, but one cell of one. And the officer tell that Dred, well, we not to say anything, not to tell us anything. Well, one time was coming up to about 6 o'clock. That Dred get jittery, but we still don't know what is going on. Anyway, he make a song and the officer took him and he brought him back to the security guard. Man, bro, less than a half an hour, the whole jail was full of soldiers. They take us up one by one, shuffle us down and put us in a line, stitch up the cell, and they put us in solitary confinement. That is where I am Kabinda, grounded. Kabinda was in the hangman cell because he was condemned to death. So I get caught. I get caught early in November, late of November after the Dred Act. And I was really brutalized. I was interrogated from 5 o'clock to from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Wow.
To answer questions about things you just don't know and you just cannot answer those questions. It's like a man beating you to tell you if you've gone to America already and you don't even know America.
Right.
Rastafari. But what happened in 1979, 1974, Carnival, there was something, something go on, your white man get shot in Carnival. And they pick it on the dreadlocks. So that's where Kabinda get caught. I man say almost 13 years without touching the finance and wearing clothes. Because we made the whole sentence in the jail without clothes. We never wear clothes in the jail.
Wow.
We never put the clothes on our
Hurt.
Yeah. So the jail continue a lot of pressure. We can't eat food because the foods they're cooking, we don't eat those foods.
Hurt.
So at a certain time, the Board of Justice came in and they asked us, well, what going on? Because we're in a 7 by 5. The cell was 7 by 5. With a blanket and a stock pail. So I really get revenue in the jail. We do ball. Right now we want to fly. We want to leave the body. And so that officer opened that cell and this man coming like a jaguar. Real pusher. And hold that prison officer. So I tell the island, that is the deal. That's how the prison break up. And we move all from straight over the prison. There's a mountain, man climb the mountain. By the time we reach on top of the mountain, Nearly half of the prison was filled with I. So I had to really tell the man, well, no, they have to take their course because I are the dreads and they are little petty criminals and so. So the five was take the wrong. It was Akko, Law, Totally, Kabinda and I. And we hid, yes, and we hid the interior. About four of us, each of us hold a child, and we move on the track. When I reach in front of it, I knock the door. I push I all the I'm in grass skirt, and now we close the grass skirt out, and I never wear clothes and shoes, but I look on the foot to reach the eyes. It's so. So when I send the child inside, he catch the child in between his legs, and the three other brethren rush inside the house and rest them children. But while we move in, he said, don't move because the hurricane just started. So anyway, the children was so cold, so I moved out. I could make coconut oil in less than 5 minutes. So I make a coconut oil and rub up the children, get them warm. Then I decided, well, I'm hungry, I'm going to cook something because we always carry everything in our bag. So I cook an item. And this man watching is a white man. He keep watching I, bro. But when the food cook, this is the first time I ever see ITEL food cooking sharing a pirate dish. He comes with this pirate dish. And this man, while he eating the food, he said, but you're eating good food. You see, you're eating good food. But he keep watching and he's taking notes. He's taking notes, you know. So I said to him, why are you watching me like that? He tell me, well, you settle hard and you are a fugitive. You are one to escape prisoner. So I just give a smile. But I in his house. Anyway, step in. I tell the priest, if they ever say they send me back to the prison, I'm taking lead. I go to run out and I go to take lead. I'm not going back to it. Anyway, when I reach inside the office,
and let me stick a pin. Let me clarify. When you say you're taking lead, you mean that you would rather die than to go into the prison. Gunshots.
Rastafari.
Yes, I'm translating because the global audience, we want to be clear what the elder is saying. Continue.
Rastafari. Let me take a drop in.
Yes, family, we give thanks. But this is why we have to tell our own stories. Historic. This is a legendary episode already. This is why Rastafari independent non-aligned media is so important. Because we're not gonna hear this on the mainstream. You know what I mean? This is I stream. Continue. Aile.
That was a mistake in 1992 when I reached Jamdown.
Okay.
I saw Rastaman from every corner of the globe in Jamdown.
Okay.
And we moved through 14 parishes, night into night, day unto day, the drums just. And everything that going on, I know I was a part of that, even without the physical, because I connect to something that, you know, I was searching for. As I tell you, I am early in the song in the tree. Keshoy Cafe, something happening, and then normally to connect, and man have to know. Man trotting, and man go to reach where going on. And Jamdown was the, like he call it the icing. Well, I'm chant that I and I internationally have to be aware. We have to try to understand our day-to-day trouble. Because the only escape we have here right now is to attain a simple and natural way of life. We have to get away from that boom of that material booming. We have to
Yes.
be careful of sometimes even the depths of that social media. We have to
Hard.
try to understand what we are here for. Because in this body, it's just a trod to bring substance and guidance onto the next generation. I pray that I and I, as Rastaman, be a great example for the youth. We have to embrace the youth. We have to love them and understand them so they can carry it to the next generation.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah. Hail him high, hail the black king on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi. They stole my people, then them come without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill the lion will come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at it.
For generations, Rastafari in Jamaica and across the world has carried a cultural and spiritual footprint and voice for justice globally. Yet this same community has continued to be marginalized, exploited, put on hold, and unrespected. This has manifested through discrimination in the ganja industry,
and we were able to successfully get the charges dropped against the young man because Rastafari should not be in 2025 prosecuted for ganja at all.
barring of children from school because of dreadlocks, harassment for its stance against vaccination, exclusionary employment practices, and use of intellectual property without compensation. Out of this continued adversity, a significant force towards unification, organization, and centralization has been gathering momentum across Jamaica. 14 Rastafari mansions and organizations, now referred to as the Rastafari Umbrella Group RMO, have joined together under a historic constitution with a clear and unified mission to harness the collective assets and resources of the Rastafari community, to fulfill the Rastafari creed, to advocate for the interests of Rastafari with one voice, to advance cooperative economic empowerment, and to facilitate partnerships with Africa towards reconnection and repatriation. Near the end of 2025, the importance of unity was tested in a way that no one anticipated. Most times, history does not ask if one is ready, it simply arrives. The unity established by the RMO amongst 14 Rastafari organizations has been tested by one of the most intense disasters of historic scale. On October 28, 2025, Jamaica was struck by one of the strongest hurricanes in its recorded history. The western end of the island suffered the catastrophic hit from Hurricane Melissa's impact. Jamaicans from every walk of life were affected, and in response, something powerful happened. Across the island and throughout the diaspora, relief for Jamaica poured in. Musicians, influencers, NGOs, churches, community groups, and everyday citizens mobilized. Jamaicans and Jamaica lovers acted with speed, generosity, and heart. For many communities, help has arrived and is continuing. But for others, it has not. Disasters do not impact everyone equally, and relief does not always reach those furthest from visibility or power. As the island continues to struggle to stabilize, an uncomfortable truth remains untold. Within this national tragedy, one community has been largely unseen.
Yes, last year the first Ras Tafari Imprisonment. For here and the day of trouble, the name of the ice last year in Palestine. They send out strength out of their sanctuary. They spread neck out inside. As remember all of the offerings, and they accept and they do sacrifice. The grant unto and they come to their own hearts. They have fulfilled all of their consent. And I rejoice in their redemption. The name of the ice last year in the first Ras Tafari Imprisonment. And I set up their banners. They have fulfilled all of their conditions. You know that the ice last year the first Ras Tafari with all their alone. He had voice out of his island temple with their sin strength and their right and their good heart. Some trust in religion and some in politics. I remember the name of the ice last year the first Ras Tafari Elder. Battling them a brother and fallen, and as most rise up and stand up. Serve the ice last year the first Ras Tafari Elder. King of Kings here and come from here. In the ice last year. That's the
Ilai, Selassie the first. We give thanks. I want to ask the Global Lion Pride family to give a warm welcome to our honored guest, the Honorable Elder Bongo Wa, straight from Island, Dominica. Welcome, family. Rastafari live and reign. I want to big up Raswato for enabling this link. Naya Bingi Soldier. We've come to the point where, one seek out the platform so that the lions can tell their own stories, and we are honored. We don't take this lightly. We give His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first the glory that we can be exposed to his sons and daughters who have been on this journey from that time until this time. So with that being said, Elder Bongo Wa, we have a tradition here on the Lion Talk show. We're going to ask the eye to step into the iritical Lion Talk time machine and to take us to the moment of the eye birth and to paint the picture and tell the world where the eye forward from, what was it like in the eye childhood, and your journey to finding this tradition of Rastafari.
Rastafari. My slave name is Cecil Hart.
Haile.
Rastafari. I was born in Roseau, capital of Dominica, River Nica. I was born in 1954.
Haile.
I raised in a family of 9, 6 sons, 3 daughters. Well, I was always a rebel. They call it the black sheep. So, yes, So, at 15 years, my old man put me out of the house. For 15 years, I on my own because I rebel against everything of the system.
Okay.
Yeah, my old man had to go pick up some dog shit in front of the school we call the convent. But when I reached to pick it up, there was a lot of young girls around, and I told my old man, well, I cannot do that. He was working for the lawn. So he tell me like 2 male crabs don't stay in a hole, because I tell him like, a nun can't tell you to tell your son to take a barrow, a broom, and a spade to go and pick up some dog tail. Where, this is white now, where the children assembly. When I reached the old man, I went back down, so the old man tell I, well, why you don't pick it up? I said, no, they have too much young daughters. Young people, green and young,
Yes.
So So I tell him, no, I mean, it was rude, but I tell him no one's going to pick up a shit.
Hot.
So the old man get rough with the eye and, scuffle and threw me out of the hole.
Wow. And you were 15.
I was 50.
Ali.
So my grandmother take I in. That was in 1969. 1969. But from the dawn of 69 going to 70, it was the dawn of a new era. That generation, the children of the 50s, we don't connect with the system at all, with the schooling and the church and everything, the foods that they give us to eat. So there was a mistake. It was like a dawn of a new era. We have entered something that, that generation never really challenged. So we was challenging something really deep, bro. So 69, 70, a vibration coming with the Black Power movement. But we as the children of the ghetto, it was a different vibes than with the elites. The elites was really trying to bring that power of Black people in.
Okay, so your family was working class family.
Yes, my father was a carpenter, my mother was a silver.
Okay. And this is when you were a child, did you see any other Rastafari on the island?
No.
In those times?
No Rastafari.
Okay.
When we rise as the Dred.
Yes.
So within 1970, dreadlocks coming. So a lot of those will be different parts of the land.
Okay.
Start growing dreadlocks and rebelling against the system. Would have go down in the town and man would have, chant something like stay off the contraceptive tablet, my black people.
Okay.
Stay away from, and like it create atmosphere was like almost like a culture shock there.
Okay. In the society. Did you know Desmond Trotter in those days?
Yeah, Desmond Trotter was really is the elite. He was really from the top class.
Okay. So I was in the ghetto, in the trenches.
Yes.
And Raskabinda family was more elite families.
Rastafari.
Okay. Continue.
So within 1970 to 1974, it was really like a dread vibration that take place. And I start fighting against Tata school. Chanting down the religion and chanting down, chanting down like the colonizers, like the Queen and the whole system.
Okay.
And a rebel vibration take place here. I start running all the masses from the main state to create, our own vibration, own concept, because it was a new time. But I will find Haile Selassie all the time. We are more connected to the Maroons.
The Maroons.
It was almost like an incarnation of the Maroons.
Okay. Did them have knowledge of the Carib people at that time in the interior of the island?
Yeah, well, the Caribs was always there. We not really Caribs. Right now we call them Kalinabu.
Okay.
Because Carib really was cannibals.
Okay.
So as the time goes, we changing into Kalinabu. But as the black race on this land, we really rebelled themselves until it created a Dred Act.
Yes.
And this Dred Act was a draconian law, bro. kill every
Yes.
dreadlocks, jail them, march them up. Because when a man started, they pick up every dreadlocks. Once you have locks in your head, you are guilty.
What
You have
year
to
was that? What year was that?
That was 1974.
1974. Did I have locks at that time?
Yes, Rasta. The dreadlocks start here about 1970.
Okay, okay. And
So,
you were inspired by the Maroons, or what was the inspiration for once putting on locks in the early 70s?
it was a mistake, that these dreadlocks come through a Rasta man. We call him Toro, but he was a soldier in Trinidad.
Okay.
So the story was giving I and I that there was a movement in Jamaica to burn up all the ganja. So they had some exchange with Trinidadian soldiers and Jamaican soldiers.
Okay.
But he tell I and I that he was in the hills looking for ganja and went into a plantation.
Okay.
But when he reached there was a house. Then a dreadlocks man come out from the house and say, "Move out from my vineyards." He said this man at locks was mad dog, and he strike him hard. He going to another pot, It's like something real. So I think he left the he said he left the force and he came down to Dominica. And this dreadlocks thing really it was what we wanted to see.
Yes.
It's like it moved the youths, and that radicalized I against the system.
Hot.
Yeah.
So a Trinidadian Ras is the first one for bust the seal in Dominica. This is a history,
Yeah, it's a Trinidad, a Dominican that was a soldier in Trinidad.
Or is a Dominican was a soldier in Trinidad? Okay, we want to get the facts right so the people know this history. This is historic. Give thanks. Continue.
Rastafari. So, it radicalized I and I. We stopped wearing shoes and little clothes and try to get all them white boys up in the mountain because Dominica was a colony at that time. And within the 70s, it looked like it had a flow of those people coming to take the best part of lands, because Dominica is a fountain of water. And there was something going on that I don't really support. So, but 1974, the 19th of November, they passed a Dred Act. Because a lot of things going on, running white people out of the land, running mass out of the plantations. So they watch it as a unlawful society. So they passed the Dred Act. But one time, the radio was, we was in the hills, and one of the brethren decided when he go down in the city to see what going on. This brethren was Jubu. So when he gone downtown, stay about a couple hours. When he come back up, he had no locks on his head. He said, well, that is problem there. Babylon picking up every dreadlocks. Brutalization to the tip. So I in the hills decided we have to get some arms to arm ourselves because the way, when a government pass a law, and kill them and ask questions after. We have to defend ourselves. So we make a movement to see if we get arms to defend ourselves. We're young and we're green because dreadlocks in the land, the oldest man among us was the same dread from soldier from Trinidad, Dominica. He was about 30 years. And we was about 15, 16-year-old. The dreads in Dominica were, we had no elders to give us any guidance. So I get caught. I get caught early in November, late of November after the Dred Act. And I was really brutalized. I was interrogated from 5 o'clock from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Wow.
To answer questions about things you just don't know and you just cannot answer those questions. It's like a man beating you to tell you if you're going to America already and you don't even know America.
Right.
Rastafari. Anyway, they lock up.
Let me just say, my elder, it's a great honor. There is the first victim of the Dred Act that we've had on this program that we know of. And we just want to say it's an honor because we know that the elders paved the way for us. You know, the brutality, the courage has created an ever-living legacy around the world of the integrity of this liberty and this trad, and the eye is a living testament, you know, to the power and the fortitude and the physical endurance that was laid for my generation and generations to come. So I have to just give the eye that sound before the eye continue because I'm moved. But please continue.
Rastafari. So, when they bring I up in the jail, well, the jail become like, wow. There's a certain part in the jail. They have some doom, like long cells. They empty out one, and every dread them hold, them pack us inside of that place. They only give a blanket. On straight concrete, you have to rest. But I determined that I wouldn't stay in that jail. We're going to make our way out. So we find a way to open up some garden now. So we're supposed to move. We're supposed to move in the evening time. But one cell will go on. And the officer tell that Dred, well, we not to say anything, not to tell us anything. Well, one time was coming up to about 6 o'clock. That Dred get jittery, but we still don't know what's going on. Anyway, he make a song and the officer took him and he brought him back to the security guard. Man, bro, less than a half an hour, the whole jail was full of the soldiers. They take us up one by one, shuckle us down and put us in a line, stitch up the cell, and they put us in solitary confinement. That is where I am Kabinda grounded. Kabinda was in the hangman's cell because he was condemned to death. And there is an officer 24/7 watching the cell.
Okay.
Well, yes, sir. So one man reached inside of the security block. The mystic of the elders, of the ancestors appear again. I don't sing the Black Power. I don't understand Rastafari and find Haile Selassie yet. So we're going to the Maroons, the runaway, our ancestors. It was like an invocation. Appear to us. And we start chanting. We know it's food in jail. I never ate the jail food. We stayed in the block. We stayed in the block for times, you know, because when reaching the jail, it was hey man that was cooking food.
Okay.
You know, that's the kind of food Kabinda used to be eating at that time.
So that is where you met Ras Kabinda was in the prison.
Yes.
Okay. and the toy. So I need to make a correction because we had Ras Kabinda on the program, so he would have been a victim of the Dred Act as well.
Yeah, well, yes, well, I would say it connected
It's
because
connected, yes. Because we
um,
want to get the history right. We don't want to, and Ras
yes,
Kabinda to I is a legend to I. So I
yes,
want to make sure that we get the history correct. And if you haven't seen the episode, The Legend of Desmond Trotter that we had on this, it gives the whole history of how the brethren endure. But I wasn't sure if it was connected to the Dred Act or just the persecution in Dominica.
well, it was, I would say it was connected to the dreader
Okay,
because the dreads was flying at that time. All the
okay.
youths from every community had dreadlocks.
Every community.
Yes.
So Rastafari united the upper class and the working class.
Rastafari.
I,
But
I.
what happened in 1979, 1974, Carnival? There was something, something go on. Your white man get shot in Carnival. And they pick it on the dreadlocks. So that's where Cabinda get caught.
Okay.
So that was before the Dred Act passed. It was February 1974. So that cell where they still up the Dred
So
Act.
it was pre Dred Act, but it was okay. So the I would have been a victim of the actual passing of the legislation, because we want to, as I said, this platform, we want to get the history right, so the youths that are coming, they can understand what was done, that they could inherit such a blessing. So Ras Kabinda was arrested earlier in the year, and then the Dred Act was passed, and then the
Yes,
I was arrested after the Dred Act was passed. Continue.
yes. Cabinda was arrested. Cabinda was arrested early February. In
Yes.
February, yeah, and the Dred Act was passed on the 19th of November the same year.
Okay. Yes.
So I man fall under the Dred Act.
Yes, I.
Yeah, because we really radicalize the whole system, because Cabinet incident still up, the Dred Act.
Okay.
So like they find a reason to demonize INI.
Okay.
So when I reach in the jail, that is the Iron Cabinet really link up.
Okay.
Because we was on different path. The life take man and man go up in the hills trying to attain a simpler, natural life, burning down Babylon, burning down everything.
Yes.
I man say almost 14 years without touching the finance and wearing clothes, because we made the whole sentence in the jail without clothes. We never wear clothes in the jail.
Wow.
We never put the clothes on our
Hard.
Yeah. So the jail continue a lot of pressure. We can't eat food because the foods they're cooking, we don't eat those foods.
Hard.
So at a certain time, the Board of Justice came in and they asked us, well, what going on? Because we're in a 7x5. The cell was 7x5. With a blanket and a stock pay. So I really get rebel in the jail. We do both. Right now we want to fly. We want to leave the body. So we stop eating. And they get the Board of Justice to come in and ask us some questions. We don't eat flesh. We don't eat bread. We not eat salt. We not eat the foods that is given to the jail. So that is why I get the pot inside the jail, inside the security block, and I was preparing the food. They give us a ride, so our food's can come in, our dry coconut. So I prepared the food the in the block, and I give
Yeah.
it to a good brethren to give it fire, cook it up. And so mystic. When this food come down, even the prison officer bring in their bowl to get food from that pot. And truth will give them clean food. We don't play with that. But
Yes.
something going on in the jail that is crucial. I don't see in the way that we come in the jail. It's a different song. There's a song chanting hard in the jail. And I
Hard.
keep chanting songs, like it's a kind of prayer song. And it carry the jail.
Can we hear one of those chants? Do you remember any of those chants?
Yeah. Keshoy cafe Nomi Pukonet Nom Kawule Hey Nom Ke Wifo Cafe Kos Mao Kos Motai Pumutai Nom Ke Wive. Now those songs now, what this song is saying, something is happening. And we have to know. We roll in, but we're going to reach where it's happening. Coast mean run, escape, mountain to mountain, we will reach. That chant keep chanting for almost about, 21 days or more. And in the dawn of that chant, we already have almost 60 and a month in solitary confinement. The end of that song, the whole country turned against the same government that passed the Dred Act. All the institutions become a skeleton staff. The jail become a skeleton staff. So the mistake continue, one, two prison officers is coming and checking. But in May 25th, 1979, I remember that they clear. It was only one prison officer that came in. We used to call him Batista. His name is Harris. He was one of the most kosher donkey in the jail. So while we in the jail now, in the security block, he controlling the yard, which they call the associated prisoners. But we are almost like political prisoners.
Yes. Not almost, you are.
This man come to that cell, and open up the cell. I think the first man he opened was Kabinda. And Kabinda is a condemned man for death. So Kabinda, he tell him they can go out of the security block and empty stock fail. We just a mystic something going on, and I just marveling because the song say something is happening. Keshoy Cafe, even nom ni pukonet, even nom kawule, nom ke ule cafe. Man moving and man must reach where it's happening.
God.
Then I opened the cells and for another map, there was 3 brothers. And they went in the yard, then opened up for her. And I went in the yard. We linger in because it's a good couple of months or year or so we don't see red sky, clear sky. So we're watching sky and touching tree and When we returned to the security block, there was a brethren, you know, they called Micho, he's from Warner. I think some white man that entered his garden and he bust the man, you know. So he in jail on the Queen's pleasure.
Okay.
They give him the sentence. And so that officer opened that cell and this man come out like a jaguar, real pusher, and hold that prison officer. So I tell the island, that is the deal. That's how the prison break off. And we move out from straight over the prison. There's a mountain, and climb the mountain. But time we reach on top of the mountain, nearly half of the prison was still in I. So I had to really tell them, man, well, now they have to take their course because I are the dreads and they are little petty criminals and so. So the five was take the wrong. It was Ako, Law, Totally, Kabinda, and I. And we hid, yes, and we hid the interior. Mountain
in the rainforest, deep in the rainforest.
Mountain to mountain, ridge to ridge.
What kind of animals are in the interior of Dominica? What kind of animals do you encounter in the interior of Dominica?
Like you don't have to look for that. You can sleep on any floor, any ground in Haiti. Even our snakes will pass on us and go and do business. We have no clean. Only the saints, the spirits of the ancestors that live there.
Hard. No venomous snakes in Dominica?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's a real paradise. It's a real paradise.
When I explain that, I say it's another planet. I man sees another planet.
Another planet. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, we make the troll. You know, we get lost certain time because we climb mountain, fall in rivers, and walk the river, and it was the same river, making a roundabout. And we get our way out, and we reach on a land called Babia, which the trotters and them hold. That's Kabinda family.
Okay.
It's supposed to wheel for them. So we reach about 7 o'clock in the night. The bigger brother, Ghana Trotter, when we met them there, that's Kabinda brother, took the prison closed because we had to take clothes for us to move under the years, you know, and give us clothes. So early morning we have to leave because we're fugitive. And now we want it dead or alive.
Hot.
So we move. But the mistake continues. We was going down a river, running up a river, and Kabila fall. It fell straight on his chest. And Kabila couldn't make it. If he had made one night, he was on the road, one day, we'll have to bury him. So I decided that I know the river. So we follow that river. We reach a place called Palm Grove. And I know that lamppost. So if we put Kabila under the lamppost, passerby will see it. So going down the river, there was a light on top of a mountain. I said, how to be a Dred Act there? So I move up on the mountain. I give the man a shot about 3 times, you know, then the man answer. When the man answer, it was a prison officer and retired from the service that become a Dred. His name is Mwata. And man, let me the eyeball. We cry together, man. We cry together. Because maybe it's the last time I seen him because they want us dead. Anyway, he get Kabinda, he tell us we're going to take care, get the family together. We get Kabinda to the hospital. But that's all I know. Because we don't deal with news, we don't deal with paper, we don't want to hear nothing get going on. You go to bring fear now, so you cannot tell us. I don't take stories about what radio say. Anyway, a couple times after Kabila got his amnesty. But the four was still on the run, but we are the children of the ghetto. So there was no willing for I and I to ask well, what about the four fugitive? It was only our parents that was just crying. Because every day, every time a man comes here, he said, well, they kill I there, they kill me there, they kill I there. But I alive. Yeah, I alive though.
Ever living, ever faithful, ever sure.
And the mystic of staying alive is to be clean. You don't touch people things. You don't take things and say you poor. We live on the mountain. But the mountain had a lot of food because the Maroons and then plant food deep into the mountain. So the old crops, they are there. Get mother, we get a food we call wawa. There was a palm we call chepalm, so we cut it and get coconut and cook it. Anyway, the run, getting more tense, because Patrick John, which was the Prime Minister, the overflowing. And so at that time, while we were on the run, there was one Dred that they recruit to get the Dreads to build a revolution against the government to place back Patrick John. But I don't use gun. I don't use gun. I don't like gun. So I tell him I doesn't join. It's one. All that time I haven't fight Haile Selassie anymore.
Okay.
So the government now that coming now, they start a different vibration. Now they killing, Patrick John brutalized us. Want to Dred die in stand. But with the new generation, it was murder, bro. It was just murder. It was just murder.
She was backed by Ronald Reagan. That was in the 80s. So for the history,
in the 80s, bro.
Yeah, for the history people, she was very close to the United States and being supported by the United States government. Continue.
Rastafari. Because it's she that bring United States soldiers to Grenada in the Maurice Bishop problem. So anyway, man, the Dred Act stuff crucial. Every day you hear that on the Virgin Day. Every day. So the time go on, move on. 1980 was a crucial, 1979 was the Hurricane David. And when David strike Dominica, last week hit the country hard. So that night before David, I went on closer to the village to get some, supply, sugar syrup and cocoa, because we come down close together to bring up high in the mountain. But that morning, Hurricane David it strike hard. And we were in a house. And one man in the house, trees falling on the four corners of the house. And we inside the house, because you can't move out. When the last branch fall and take the front of the house, we move out from the house. It was 4, 5 of us. It was Duke, Bobo, Shambwa, Khan, and I. They call it Mao, Rastafari. So we move on, but I have to move back to the interior. I can't go down because I'm dead. So while moving back to the mountains, here we bouncing 5 children on their piece of rock. The oldest maybe was about 7 years. So I'm telling the Dreads and them, we can't leave the children them there. We have to save them children. So I asked him where the big man house is, because big man does build strong house. So one of the dread tell me, well, the attorney general is lower down. So I tell him, well, let me take him, let me bring the children there. He tell me, nah, he's a runaway. If you go there, you're dead. So another dread I asked another dread, this tribe we're leading, he said, to Honey Church, which is Leonard Honey Church father. He's a historian. So I tell him, let's take the house. So about 4 of us, each of us hold a child, and we move on the track. When I reach in front of it, I normally don't. I push I all the I'm in grass clips, and now we close the grass clip down, and I never wear clothes and shoes, but I look on the photo reach the eyes and so. So when I send the child inside, he catch the child in between his legs, and the 3 other brethren rush inside the house and rest them children. But while we moving, he said, don't move because the hurricane just started. So anyway, the children was so cold, so I moved out. I could make coconut oil in less than 5 minutes. So I make a coconut oil and rub up the children, get them warm. Then I decided, well, I'm hungry, I'm going to cook something because we always carry everything in our bag. So I cook an item. And this man watching is a white man. He keep watching, bro. But when the food cook, this is the first time I ever see ITEL food cooking sharing a pirate dish. He called me this pirate dish. And this man, while he eating the food, he said, well, you're eating good food. You see, you're eating good food. But he keep watching and he's taking notes. He's taking notes, you know. So I said to him, why are you watching me like that? He tell me, well, you settle hard and you are a fugitive. You are one escape prisoner. So I just give a smile. But I in his house. And when the time go on, you have a lot of things there, but certain dread want to take certain things in the house. I tell him, man, you don't teach rich man and say you poor. We come to rescue youths, making the time there is to move. But early morning, about 6 o'clock, you know, after the day after hurricane, the morning after hurricane, I was moving out. His family came in like this. No, the mystic. In he watch it out. He tell me, this house I in is my grandfather built it. And this house take 1930 hurricane. Now his grandson now is a fugitive inside of this house rescuing children. I didn't come for rescue, I come to rescue the youths. Because I never enter his house. I stayed outside for the whole time, you know. Because any click I have to move. But the next morning, you know, he came in, his wife came in and his children and the father of the children that we rescued. You know, and tell man thank you for saving the children, and we, you know, try to give some money. And I wasn't touching money. Stayed almost 13 years with touching money. We live in natural. So we moved up into the hills. Unlike time when you run.
That's a real life hero for those who are listening, you know, that need to go in a movie, Elder. May I tell you, it's a blockbuster movie that they are describing, because a lot of people can't believe this is real life that you're saying. It's so exciting. The details, they are living up in the mountain, you know what I mean, saving children from certain death in a hurricane. These are things that you watch in a Hollywood movie, and I live it in a real life as Rastafari. It really is amazing. But continue.
Then we move up in the hills and things start getting more tense, crucial. Every day is another dread. So, man hit up in the hills. That's about, yeah, now it was like about 1980, late 80, it was 80. And like, you know, something going on because I keep singing a lot of songs. You know, it's only songs I hear in the Lord and the music of the songs that I don't make in the songs, but I hear in the song. You know, you say, you know, like some crucial Africa songs, but you get the songs. I'll send it for you because it's so much to see, you know. So move through the hills and start living area. Babylon said themselves, no, after all, you can do it. Take us out again. Killing man. Because the squad they recruit to fight with them against the government, I seclude myself out of that because I don't come to fight blood and flesh. And that is what they bring into the man and them that separate themselves from Babylon. So I stand individual. You know, there was a song I was chanting with determination of the rebellion slaves. Develop self-confidence, otherwise we will be defeated in the race of life. And I keep chanting those songs. But I'm 19, the end of August, I think it's August or September 1918, a crucial hurricane passed again. Crucial. Man, it marched down the mountain. I alone in a dense forest. My horse, we used to call our horse Shambwa. The Shambwa mashed up my two brothers, my brother and three other men left. Because I went to the mountain, I had a vision before this hurricane that Babylon will wipe out a settled by an hour. So I go down closer to the village and the higher mountain and tell the iron them they have to move out from there. We have to move because death and destruction is coming. But the mystic go on, let the iron them move with that. But that same night, something go on. Something just go on. And one of the dreads just starts speaking funny, like something going on again. So we had them to move out. But my brother moved there. And 3 days, I just seen the brother. I alone in the mountain. But the 4th day, he come up. And he tell me there was something going on, something happened. So I tell him, what's going on? He tell me one of the dreads gonna get coconut in the night time. And some dogs run him down and cut up himself because when you're in the mountain, when you see darkness fall, it's another planet. You can't see nothing but just fireflies, we call them labels. So running through, get caught up and so. So one of the youth saying, he have to kill off that dog. That dog have to die within 3 days. He have to poison that dog. Not knowing, in 3 days, Babylon coming to kill her. So that morning, the night before my brother came up to the hills in Chile and time, and that morning, he told the man did not hear ganja, so I have to cross the mountain to drop the ganja for them. But while running down the river, about 5 o'clock, 4:45, you know, I saw a person coming up. So you could see me on the road, but you'll never see me again. Because I disappeared.
So by that time you knew the forest very well. You knew the hills very well by that time. By the time you're 19.
Yeah, this is my home. This is my place. This is my home. it connect people, it make her, it carry her, it save her.
Hot.
So when I check good, it was my brother, a younger brother I own, you know. He come up to tell me, well, you just killed the two brethren, Hoba and Deuce, about 5 o'clock, and that's where I was going. And I had to go the night before. But the river was so high, I could not cross the river. So I had to go back to my chamois, and the next morning I tried to make it early. But they was dead. They killed them sleeping, brother.
Hot.
They shot one foot out, and they shot the other one is gone. But the mother was there because it was close to the village, and the mother is telling the police her son that inside there is not the recruit, you know, that they set up. She's crying. So they tell her to go back in the house. Go back in the house. Then she hear the bullets. Shot the two youths. Tie them with rope, and drag them like log of wood. And throw them on the back. And throw them on the old jeep. And take some generator they get from the Pocosio, click, and throw on that body. Well, from that day, something just changed now. The Dred start becoming Ras Tafari. The Elder start. I never read about this last year. Because the books that was around us is Maxim and Lenin, Che Guevara, Gaddafi, you know, a little Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, yeah. So it's more black power revolutionary tried before.
Rastafari. So going back in the hills, something going on because the ancestors inside of us, our body is the house of the ancestors. And if you connect to them, they will speak out of your mouth. Instead about 7 days cannot eat, we do eat. And I only hear the song. Let the blood of the innocent run down Babylon. Let the blood of the innocent run down Babylon. The blood in the blood, the blood in the fire. Rastaman, this song is singing, and it's thousands of people that singing that song. And I'm just singing along with them now. You know, so like, you know, some mystic just go on within the liberty and continue whole movement in the mountain, you know, making sure you protect yourself because Babylon wants you. But I do have that fear. I do have that fear of they going to kill her. I just know that if bullet fall on I will leave the body and go. Because that's what he is teacher. You cannot kill her.
Hot.
You cannot do that. Because doctor take care of body. But that life inside that body, doctor can't take care of that. That's too deep and too hard. So I was feeding on life, not even on the body. The body was just like a transport, carrying life from place to place.
Lava splash.
So anyway, we continue the trial, you know, Babylon killing man there, arresting man there, and Rasta brutal. It's just brutal. It's every day you hear 2-3 men dead. You don't even know where they burn them, if they boil them, if they burn them. But one thing in eye, they will never hold the Rastaman. Because Haile Selassie come to her in a song. I find Haile Selassie in the song.
Hot. What was the song?
The song was it's more in Creole. The song was saying, oh, 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 son et à création. Oh, qui a hotea. Uleya viva, viva, se hote papa. Oh, 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 oh. Leve nombre, leve ai clewe. Leve famwe, leve accepte. Hoteya acquiation, silasia imama, kikankaho. Ras, that was Hurricane Ali. That I sang that song from mountain to mountain with a host of choirs. And that is where Haile Selassie come. I never read about Haile Selassie. A lot of things I speak of Haile Selassie is what has been written. So after a certain time, I think someday 1982.
How old was the eye at that time now when this knowledge of Haile Selassie start reach the eye?
I was going into 27. No, I'm going into 72. So that vibes changer and more songs, because from the jail song started, it's only songs. Songs is my fur, songs is my food, and it's distant songs, bro. Songs that I said never heard before, but I'm hearing it in my head. I'm hearing it in the atmosphere. And later on, as about 1982, 83, a brother of mine is coming in mountain and tell I have to come now because they're going to free I up. I tell him, well, no, because I now go back jail. Jail is not an institution that reform people. Jail is a place that makes people tough. It don't reform you, it don't give you a way. So I tell you, I'm not going downtown, I don't come down in that city. But he started crying in a kind of way and crying and convince her. And I went down with her. So the next morning I had to go to the police station so I could sign up the Amnesty. They sent a priest with that. Because I tell them, I will take lead. I'm not going back to you. So anyway, that priest, I think his name was Warner, a white man. Yeah. And they brought me up in the police station and they missed it. Well, when I reached, they asked me, where you was? I said, staying free. Because they know about that. The one they recruit to help them to fight, that's focus your thing. You hear about them every day, but nobody hearing about that. So he asked me where you was. I said, staying free. Anyway, step in. I tell the priest, if they ever say they send me back to the prison, I'm taking lead. I go to run out and I go to take lead. I'm not going back to jail. Anyway, when I reach inside the office,
and let me stick a pin. Let me clarify. When you say you're taking lead, you mean that you would rather die than to go into the prison. Gunshots.
Rastafari.
Yes, I'm translating because it's a global audience. We want to be clear what the elder is saying. Continue.
Rastafari. Let me take a drop in it.
Yes, family, we give thanks. But this is why we have to tell our own stories. Historic. This is a legendary episode already. This is why Rastafari independent non-aligned media is so important. Because we're not gonna hear this on the mainstream. You know what I mean? This is I stream. Continue. Aile.
So one of the police say, send him back up, man. So I step out from the office. Man, first time I see a white man, really lament and bawl for. He said, no. Because I tell him I'm going to take lead. I'm not going back to jail. His man bawl and tell the prison, the police tell him, no. The prime minister tell him to sign that document. Sign that document and free him. Sign up the amnesty, and they tell her, well, you can go, but you can't go back in the hills. You have to stay in the town. Because at 7 o'clock in the morning, we want to see her face in the police station. But so much years I don't walk in the city and see people. So I have a cousin of mine's in a place they call Tarish Pit, you know, called the gutter. So my brother and I went down and hold some nice food for the brethren. But when I reached in the house, I seen the same squad that the past government recruit inside that place. The focus on all. So it was crucial. So anyway, I gave the idea and I moved because I know what's going on there. It's gone play. So the next morning, at 7 o'clock, I reached the police station. When I reached, I seen a portion and some kind of activity going on inside of this police station. So a police like sit down there in a kind of rough kind of way.
Yeah.
So another sergeant passed. I said, but what's going on here? He told me if I don't know the killer police in Fokole last night. So I tell him that's news to I. The same set of people I meet in the house the night of my amnesty. There is the same people that accused of killing the police the same night.
Okay.
So I'm telling the police, but what they have to do with I? He tell me sit down there because Ras, Dred, they collect a portion of Dred already. Them man inside a office like ram dog, shocking down. So I'm telling the police, well, what they have to do with I? He tell me stay there, sit down there. Anyway, a bigger boss pass. I tell him, well, what are you doing here? I just hearing something I hear for the first time. How you could have an idea? He said, man, you can go. So while stepping down from his step, I told him, well, you never see me in the police station again because I don't come to report. Anyway, I get that freedom and I keep going in and out from the hills because my mother, and I'm crying a lot, they don't want me to go in the hills and the kill. But that is where I live in because 90% of foods I eat, it grows in my land.
Mm-hmm.
Doing too much groceries and those imported things, you know. So, but things start moving in and it start coming in, you know. So when I grow with the people, man from every corner of this land visit my home. Because you want the story. And the story had a song. So it creates a congregation around us.
God.
You know, a congregation. So when people come in and they hear the songs, they tell me, what kind of songs is that? I call this song like the spirits of the runaway slaves. The name of the group, because we was beating drums, but we don't know Nyabingi. So we was beating and singing, you know, Mama in Africa, damn whole lion, scatter lion, to build them empires and them plantations.
Right.
And those workers over those plantations become the burial ground for we ancestors. My, them try to turn this race into destitute. So those songs now will bring a lot of people, and the congregation getting tough and tough. And we start moving around the islands and connecting with the people. And young Rastaman is rising because I know I Selassie. I know I thank my father. And his mistake.
Talk to us about that relationship from the Black Power, the transition from Black Power to Haile Selassie. Was it selected speeches? Was it reasoning? How did that journey evolve with your knowledge of the emperor?
Ras, I didn't really know about his reading, but everything he said was connected to his reading. So when certain man would take the utterance of Haile Selassie and they read, they would stop and say, "But that is what we're talking about. This is him. This is him. Haile Selassie. It's not no joke thing. Haile Selassie don't come up on the religion. Haile Selassie not the he didn't reveal in the personality of Christ or anything. He is one eye. He's the beginning. He's the foundation of this whole Eurasia. That's how I find it.
Hot.
Because I attain a life, being a Mao, being a runaway, being a Dred. The life was to attain a simple and natural way of life. When I read about Haile Selassie, the questioning about religion and spirituality, Haile Selassie said to them, religion was set up by foreign invaders and conquerors. And religion is not spirituality. Spirituality is not religion. Religion is rules, regulation, and ritual. Spirituality is an inborn, individual power. By that, the elders assist the youths in the awakening. And now in this time and age, the only escape in this crisis in the world is to attain a simple and natural way of life. So I was in, and I into that liberty of Rastafari. But in 1992, a sister, which is Kabinda, big brother wife, told like there's a movement in Jamnon, in Jamaica, in 1992, which is the centenary of His Majesty.
Yes. And before you go any further, that utterance, the spiritual and religion, we want to acknowledge that it is disputed that that's an utterance from His Majesty.
Yes,
someone else, and then they said it was His Majesty. But His Majesty has said similar things to what was in that utterance. But we have some serious researchers on this program, so we want to just acknowledge that particular utterance with spirituality and religion is in dispute. And however, the sentiment, I think, is Rastafari. Only that His Majesty would defend the Orthodox Talahido Church, as an institution. But continue on the eye thoughts, please.
Religion is not spiritual. Even with the Orthodox, the Orthodox is a way of life.
Yes.
It's not about, going to Zion or not going to hell. It's a liberty.
Yes.
I saw Rastaman from every corner of the globe in Jamaica.
Okay.
And we moved through 14 parishes, night into night, day unto day, the drums just. And everything that going on, I know I was a part of that, even without the physical, because I connect to something that I was searching for. As I tell you, I am an early in the song in the tree. Something happening, and then normally to connect, and man have to know. Man trotting, and man go to reach where going on. And Jam Down was the, like he call it, the icing. It was the glitter.
Big up all of the Asians coming out to the island of Jamaica. Set a serious foundation globally through the inspiration of Kadamari Haile Selassie. What a history, Asian. So I was introduced to the Nyabingi order at that time.
Ras Tafari, because I went to Jamaica and I lived with Miguel Long. Miguel Long in Stony Hill.
Yes.
That is where we connect. And Ras, I trod, I make the trod, and it touched something in my eyes. So when I reach in the land, come here, Ras, it's only Nyabingi in my head. It can't live on. It just, and I hear the song. Chant Nyabingi. I Rastaman, 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 Chanaya Bingi. This is the chance, Selassie, Lord. This is the chance, Messiah, Lord. This is the chance. Unlike, you know, Rastafari is the light of this world.
Yes.
Every religion and every institution must know that Haile Selassie is the ultimate. No way out.
Seconds of judgment.
Because in Jamaica, something go on if I again. One day I was reasoning on the visit of Haile Selassie. When the ministers tell Haile Selassie they're worshiping you as God. And what you have to say about that? Haile Selassie said to them, who am I to question your faith? And he want, anywhere he go, he want those people there around him.
Yes. He opened the gate for Rastafari in Jamaica. That's a historical fact. He opened the gate for Rastafari personally. That is a historical fact, you know, and that is fulfillment of prophecy that he shall set the captives free. Continue.
Rastafari. So that mystic of Jamaica, it's staying high. I love Jamaica. And even have a good wife indeed out of staying Jamaica. Because Jamaica has the same feel with Dominica. You know, it have a vibes, you know, because all the bad them see in Jamaica bad. Jamaica good people, you know.
Yeah, man.
The good people. Because the elders used to call me a groundsman until I asked them what they call him a groundsman. They say a good man. You know, because I would share, you know, everything I have with them, you know, and so, you know, glad to meet the ancients of ancient. I see some elders in jam down when you watch them, bro. Man, everything wrong you do fall in front of you, the INM come from all parts of the mountains and come down for the centenary. And it was just, you know, like you in Zion, you have reached the place that, you know, that is set for I. And this place is in I.
Yes, the manifestation of Zion on earth. Zion is with internal before it can manifest external. What I say, my elders, that we have always been able to manifest Zion. What we have not been able to do is sustain, you know, Zion. That when we come together, we have these gatherings, we create that heaven on earth, but then we have to scatter because the economics, family, this, that. We have not yet built that ecosystem around ourselves where the children can be employed. All of our needs can be taken care of. We feed ourselves. We make our own products. And Babylon, you know, there's an alternative, complete alternative. So what happens is that we have these gatherings. It's so airy. But then the gathering stop, everybody scatter to their own survival, you know? So we have to find a way to come together and to sustain that Zion on earth. That is the mission right now.
Rastafari. But that is a great part of it. This is a part of it, Ross. Because the coming together is right here.
Yes,
But what is going on there is a part of the whole. Like nothing is coincident. It's the realities. You know, we come and we gather together and then we separate and we go into our own vibration or our own life. It's a part of it. But what I'm saying now, it's the ISIS and them that have to know, be aware of what is taking place.
Yes.
Because it must come together, and only shuffling and only sometimes the separation and sometimes the arguments. It's a part of it, bro.
Yes,
because
true.
it's going on. It's like we're getting away from a sentence. And step by step,
Step by step.
big things don't grow. Because even with the system put a lot of plans, sometimes among I and I.
Yes.
Dreadlocks man and great bearded man.
Sabotage the movement. We know that has happened. But I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of the I story, and I'm really humbled as one of the generation that seek his face to hear the I story, the I evolution coming into this time. We're gonna have to make this part 1 because we don't have enough time to go through the whole story. Because it's so much, you know what I mean? We don't scratch the surface. Cause I could do a whole episode just on what I was doing in the hills and the mountains. Dominica have the most waterfalls, the volcanic springs, you know what I mean? We would have loved to hear about that, but I do have to make a tradition, and I want to know before we seal up, what is your advice? You guys looking at what's happening in the world today as an ancient elder who endure brutality for this liberty, who endure, the terrible impact and brutality of the system, fighting the I. What does the I say to the world right now, seeing what's happening, seeing what's shaping up in the Caribbean and around the world? What is the I message to the global family in this Iowa?
Well, I'm on chant that I and I internationally have to be aware. We have to try to understand our day-to-day trouble. Because the only escape we have here right now is to attain a simple and natural way of life. We have to get away from that boom of that material booming.
Yes.
We have to be careful of sometimes even the depths of that social media. We have to try to understand what we are here for, because in this body it's just a throne to bring substance and guidance onto the next generation. I pray that I and I, as Rastaman, be a great example for the youth. We have to embrace the youth. We have to love them and understand them so they can carry it to the next generation. With the ganja legalizing, we have to be very, very, very careful with that. Because we suffer a lot for that herb. And right now they're making it into a business, taking away the true values and the true medicinal properties of ganja. We don't smoke, we don't burn ganja. Rastaman smoke ganja. We have to be careful of the different strains they are bringing to our mind.
Yes.
Because ganja, we use ganja is to remove complication. Now we are giving a strain of herb that is for recreation. We don't smoke up for recreation. We smoke herb is to remove complication.
Highly.
That it teach I and I the true value and purpose of this life. The Rastaman and them have to step up. I pray that, that we find it, but it's a work that's going on, because every island catching themselves in the same problem here. The congregations are getting small.
Yes.
Yeah. But inside of that,
we're losing the youth them. We're losing the youth.
Because the youth, now I speaking about embracing the youth and loving the youth and them, regardless of who they are, what they do. Because youth have right to be troublesome. They have to learn. But we as the elders must help them to balance and to get values from all the mystic and the troublesome. We can't leave them. I pray that Rastafari shall rule earth, because there's no way out for religion, there's no way out for governments. It's just war, it's just confusions and problems. And the Rastaman The elders supposed to smile now because we call upon that time. That time is here. So now, life is, man must understand life is not a road. Life is awareness. There is no beginning, there is no end. A road determines end. So we have to try to recycle and give that love and that respect to our generation. Because we need them. We need the youth. The youth is the one that are going to take us to the next generation and the next generation. Because I know life must come back to the origin. It might take the next 100 generations, but Rastafari must lead that cause. I give thanks. I give blessings unto the host of Rastafari International.
Aye. Mightyful. I want to give thanks to the Asian. I'm going to reason with Rasawatu so we can do a part 2. I have a hard timeline today, so I can't extend it, but I'm honored by this. I'm humbled to be in the presence of ones like the eye. As I said, I stand on the eye shoulders. The eye has lifted I up with the eye works, taking those brutalities, standing up for the integrity, fasting in prison, enduring humiliations, the threat of death, every day living in the mountains, bonding with nature, evolving through the knowledge and the glory of Haile Selassie I, visiting the island of Jamaica. What a story that the lion has told. I really give thanks to each and everyone who has listened, who took the time to listen to this reasoning. This one is a classic, and we really do give thanks. If you love content like this, make sure you tap in with us, like and share and subscribe. Spread it to the 4 corners of creation. Become a member of our monthly subscribers. Join the movement. We're moving on. We're building Zion. Repatriation is now. Gideon is upon us, and we won't stop. Why? Because the time has come for the lions to tell our own story, and this is the Lion Voice.
Lion Voice. Yeah. I shall lift up I eyes unto the hills from whence cometh I help. I help coming from the true living eyes, Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, who created Zion and earth. He shall not suffer I foot to be moved. I hold, he that keepeth Ethiopia shall neither slumber nor sleep. Well, youths in the streets right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. Bun bad police right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. No justice, no peace right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. The fire now cease right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. The youths them rise against brutality, man a kill another man for your salary. Them train them at the shooting gallery, black and loot, you might lose all your family. Them defend white supremacy, so them see the African as them enemy. It's been like this for centuries, them sick mentally. That's why we have you out in the streets right now. Riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. Bun bad police right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. No justice, no peace right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. The fire now cease right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. Them said them tired of the looting, I and I tired of them shooting. Ku Klux Klan they recruiting, then them dress up in a blue suit and they're brutalizing our youths them. No court, they just execute them till the people start learn the truth, and the black youth go strap on them Gideon boot and Them out in the streets right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. Bun bad police right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. No justice, no peace right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. The fire now cease right now, riots in your town now, Babylon them burning down. The Most High denounce their philosophy, talk to United Nations properly. He said we will fight if necessary, and be confident in the victory. They try to erase our history, they wanted to change our destiny, cause we are the children of the Almighty, destined to lead the whole world to harmony. Them out in the